It's obvious now there was a conscious effort to bring people together that could learn from each other.
C'est les gens qui ont donné le ton à l'expérience.
I think a lot of people on this leg in particular really connected. The bonds and friendships that were formed between the participants were very, very profound and powerful.
Of course, the ocean, all of the scenery that we've seen has been so beautiful, but hearing the traditional stories of those places, that's been everything for me on this journey.
Cambridge Bay was a really great starting point because the town just welcomed us in so much.
We spent 2.5 days there actually, and normally we wouldn't spend that much time in a community, but there was so much going on with the visit of the sea lift, the Crystal Serenity cruise ship, the Canadian High Arctic Research Station.
So there's lots of polar expertise out there in countries.
And we also had a great opportunity to interact with the community, visit the school. We had a C3 show there.
Yeah, I had the opportunity to speak for like 5 or 6 minutes at the high school, and I really wrestled with what to speak about. It would have been so easy just to kind of go and pull out my Olympic medals and go, yay, isn't this exciting? But I thought, no, this is a real opportunity to have a teaching moment.
Something really strange happened. As my guy friends that I was hanging around with were starting to be attracted to the girls in our group, I was starting to be attracted to the guys. It turned out that I would be a gay person. I didn't know what that was at that time. I knew that what I felt was very different from everyone around me.
Sometimes when I talk about those things, kids kind of pull away. In Cambridge Bay, the kids actually leaned in. And I decided to be pretty hard-hitting and share a time in my life where I felt the lowest of lows, really isolated, really alone, fag in my locker. I showed up one day at grade 8.
And I did my very best to hide it. And I love girls. I love girls. I just don't love girls. And my friends do. So I tried to pretend to be something I wasn't.
And it's tough to share that. You know, it's pretty personal stuff. But I just felt like I bet this community can understand some of those feelings, because I saw this emotional intelligence in the high school at Cambridge Bay.
It's hard to imagine anything more powerful than hearing the stories of the Inuk members of our expedition and other people we've met along the way.
When we got to go with Pam to her home community, I think that place really struck a chord with me. Woohoo! I was about 8 years old the last time I came here. It's where my grandfather's family was from, and I grew up here in the summer times. There wasn't very much resources here for jobs or an opportunity to, you know, make money for your family. It's just surreal to be back.
It's one of these places where you have just sweeping landscape.
Seeing what the land has to offer, the berries, the remnants of caribou who were there. I think here in the north, in a place where many people don't think about at all, there are people who have been surviving and thriving.
On a visité un endroit près de Inuktitut qui était vraiment un stop incroyable. On a monté et ensuite il y avait un grand lac.
We had the highest number of Inuit participants of any leg here in the Canadian Arctic, and that really brought to life a lot of the realities of life in the north, both the good and the bad. But out of that also emerged a lot of the Canadians from the south and from other parts of the country sharing their personal struggles. And I think that really helped everybody to open their hearts and their minds and to share and to heal. And it was reconciliation in action. That night, to cap it all off, were the most extraordinary northern lights I think I've ever seen.
Seeing these dancing lights and hearing the stories as well from the Inuit people who are on the ship with us, and you know, about the way they call the lights and the way they see the lights in their own traditions.
On se sent au bout du monde. Il n'y a pas beaucoup de gens, mais en même temps, il y a tellement d'histoires.
We went about 5 miles up the winding Tree River. What we discovered was one of the most magical parts of the coastline so far, in my opinion. The Tree River Lodge, a fishing lodge that's been there for about 60 years. And there were 3 people there, the managers of the lodge, who welcomed us with open arms, and we spent the next 4 hours wandering the banks of the Tree River. Mary Simon and Mark Tewksbury sitting down picking berries together, something happened between those two.
It doesn't happen very often, but sometimes you meet somebody that is almost like somebody you've known before.
I'm a 49-year-old openly gay guy that was an Olympian that grew up in Calgary, Alberta. And who would have thought that I would have almost exactly the same life trajectory as Mary Simon, the Queen of the North that's just struggled to fight for changing the Constitution for the people of the North.
When he had to rally all his willpower to get through things, I've had to do that. When he was talking about that, I just got a sense of someone that could truly understand what I went through in my life.
We were both really surprised that, my gosh, you're like, is that my life you're talking about or your life? And it just reinforces to me how we share so much.
As an Indigenous person, I think it's really easy to write off the other side of the story, engage in your own community and try and work at things that way. But Mary Simon said that reconciliation is 2 sides, you know. It's not about Indigenous people just telling their story, it's also about listening.
There's a lot more sharing that needs to be done, trust building. I don't think it could have been better in sending us in that direction.
Yeah. We have distinct cultural differences that make us beautiful individuals, but we're human beings, and that means that we are way more the same than we are different.